Michael Eugene Archer, known to the world as D'Angelo, was more than just a musician. He was the beating heart of neo-soul, a man whose voice carried the tenderness of love, the ache of pain, and the fire of artistic truth. Born on February 11, 1974, in Richmond, Virginia, and passing on October 14, 2025, his journey from a church boy to a music legend was filled with passion, glory, and heartbreak. D'Angelo's artistry reshaped the world of rhythm and blues, blending sensual melodies with raw vulnerability, leaving behind a legacy that still hums in the soul of every listener. Early life, a gift from God. Born into a deeply religious Pentecostal family, young Michael's life was filled with faith and music. His father was a preacher, and music filled every corner of their home. At just 3 years old, his older brother discovered him playing the family piano, revealing a talent that seemed heaven-sent. Music became D'Angelo's language, a way to express emotions too deep for words. By his teenage years, Richmond could already feel his spark. With a small local group, he began performing soulful covers and his own compositions. At 18, driven by an unshakable dream, he left school and moved to New York City, chasing the rhythm that pulsed in his veins. His performances at Harlem's Apollo Theater brought him early recognition, where his group won several amateur night competitions, solidifying his belief that his destiny was in music. The birth of Brown Sugar, 1991 to 1995. Fate smiled upon D'Angelo when he met music executive Jocelyn Cooper at just 17. Impressed by his demo, she helped him sign a publishing deal and introduced him to brilliant artists like Raphael Saadiq and Angie Stone, who would play pivotal roles in his career and life. His first major break came in 1994 when he co-wrote and produced You Will Know for the R&B supergroup Black Men United, featuring heavyweights like Brian McKnight, Usher, and R. Kelly. The song soared to success, and with it, D'Angelo's name began to shine brightly in the music industry. The world would soon meet his debut masterpiece, Brown Sugar, in 1995. The album wasn't just music, it was an awakening. Its smoky grooves and poetic lyrics birthed the neo-soul movement, bringing a new warmth to R&B. Songs like Lady and Cruisin' became timeless, while his velvety vocals and heartfelt melodies capture hearts everywhere. Critics hailed him as the future of soul, and the album's platinum success proved that D'Angelo had arrived. The Voodoo Era, 1996 to 2000. After Brown Sugar, D'Angelo took his time to live, to feel, and to grow. He once said, "You have to live to write." And indeed, his experiences, both joyous and painful, began to shape his art. He explored new sounds, collaborating with Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, and Angie Stone, his muse and love at the time. In 2000, he released his second album, Voodoo, and it was nothing short of a revelation. Critics called it a masterpiece, a lush, rhythmic journey that blended gospel, funk, and sensual soul. The world stopped to listen. The single untitled How Does It Feel became a cultural phenomenon, earning D'Angelo a Grammy for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance and another for Best R&B Album. But as his fame grew, so did the pressure. The untitled music video, where D'Angelo appeared bare and vulnerable, made him a global sex symbol. Yet behind the spotlight, the man longed for something simpler. He struggled to separate admiration for his art from the obsession with his image. The constant objectification left deep emotional scars, marking the beginning of his internal battles. The Shadow Years, 2001 to 2013. After conquering the world with Voodoo, D'Angelo withdrew from public life. The price of fame had been heavy. Loneliness, confusion, and addiction began to cloud his once bright light. His discomfort with being a sex symbol, combined with personal losses like the death of his close friend Fred Jordan, led him down a dark path of alcohol and substance abuse. He vanished from the public eye, and his career stood still. His family, friends, and even his longtime manager drifted away as his struggles grew deeper. In 2005, he was arrested for driving under the influence and possession of drugs, and later that year, he survived a serious car accident. To the world, it seemed like the soulful prodigy had fallen silent. But deep inside, D'Angelo was fighting a war to rediscover his soul. Though his personal battles took center stage, his love for music never died. He quietly collaborated with artists like Common, Snoop Dogg, and Q-Tip, reminding the world that his genius, though wounded, was still alive. His compilation album, The Best So Far, released in 2008, gave fans a nostalgic taste of his brilliance. By 2012, whispers of his comeback began to spread. He returned to the stage, performing across Europe with the same magic that once defined him. The world watched with hope. D'Angelo was healing, slowly but beautifully. The Resurrection, Black Messiah, 2014 to 2020. In December 2014, after years of silence, D'Angelo returned with his third studio album, Black Messiah. The timing was powerful. The world was in turmoil, and social tensions were rising in America. Inspired by these struggles, D'Angelo felt an urgent need to speak through music again. When the album dropped, fans and critics alike were stunned. It was raw, emotional, and revolutionary. Black Messiah wasn't just an album. It was a spiritual protest, a cry for justice, and a testament to the enduring power of soul music. It debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200 and earned him 2 more Grammy Awards, including Best R&B Album and Best R&B Song for Really Love. With the Vanguard Band by his side, D'Angelo toured the world in his Second Coming tour, reminding everyone that his fire still burned bright. His live performances were electric, filled with emotion, sweat, and spirit. In 2018, he touched the hearts of a new generation when he recorded Unshaken for the hit video game Red Dead Redemption 2. The haunting song captured the essence of redemption and resilience, perfectly mirroring D'Angelo's own life journey. It became an anthem for those who had fallen and found their strength again. A quiet return to grace, 2021 to 2025. In 2021, D'Angelo made a deeply emotional return to the legendary Apollo Theater, performing for the Verzuz event titled D'Angelo vs. Friends. It wasn't a battle, it was a celebration. Joined by artists like Her, Method Man, and Redman, he proved that his voice and his soul were still as vibrant as ever. The following years saw him slowly step back into the creative space he once loved. In 2024, he collaborated with Jay-Z on I Want You Forever from the Book of Clarence soundtrack, a song that hinted at his musical rebirth. His longtime friend Raphael Saadiq revealed that D'Angelo was working on a new album, describing him as in a good space. For fans, it was the hope of another masterpiece from the Soul King himself. Artistry and influence. D'Angelo's artistry was woven with passion and reverence for the legends before him. Prince, Marvin Gaye, James Brown, and Jimi Hendrix were his guiding lights. He once said, "Prince showed me that a true artist writes, produces, and performs. That's what I wanted to be." His sound was a beautiful fusion of gospel roots, funk grooves, and deep emotion. He poured his heart into every note, turning pain into poetry and rhythm into healing. D'Angelo's influence can be heard in countless artists today, from Alicia Keys and Frank Ocean to Anderson .Paak and Her, all of whom carry a piece of his soulful spirit. In 2023, Rolling Stone honored him as one of the 200 greatest singers of all time, ranking him at number 75, a testament to the enduring power of his voice. Personal life and farewell. Behind the fame was a tender soul searching for peace. D'Angelo never married, but his love story with soul singer Angie Stone was one of mutual inspiration. Together, they welcomed a son, Michael Jr., in 1998, who would later follow in his father's footsteps as musician Suavo Twain. D'Angelo also had 2 more children, including a daughter, Imani. But life's sweetness often intertwined with struggle. His fame as a sex symbol became a burden that deepened his battles with addiction. Despite rehab, relapses, and long silences, he continued to seek redemption through music. On October 14, 2025, the world lost its soul messiah. D'Angelo passed away in New York City at 51 after a quiet battle with pancreatic cancer. He left behind not only his family and children, but also millions of fans whose hearts he had touched with his voice and vulnerability. His final project, a new album with Raphael Saadiq, is set to be released posthumously, a final gift from the man who gave his soul to music. Net worth and legacy. At the time of his passing, D'Angelo's net worth was estimated at $12 million, but his true wealth could never be measured in numbers. It lived in the emotion of his songs, in the tears and smiles of listeners who found healing in his music. D'Angelo's story is one of resilience, faith, and grace. From the church pews of Virginia to the Grammy stage, he lived as a vessel of rhythm and truth. His music reminded the world that soul isn't just a genre, it's a heartbeat. Though his journey ended too soon, the echoes of his voice will forever remind us that love, pain, and redemption are all parts of the same beautiful song. D'Angelo may have left the stage, but his melody will never fade. His rhythm still whispers in the wind, carrying his legacy, a reminder that even the most fragile souls can create the most eternal music.